Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Dritte Liga. Today we are in Dortmund for the match between Borussia Dortmund 2 and Rot-Weiss Essen on matchday 10 of the 2023-24 campaign. Signal Iduna Park, as you can see, not too far from its pretty impressive capacity. And those there rocking and ready to go on this Friday evening in Germany. Essen have made the very short 37-kilometre journey to be here today. There is, however, a far greater distance between the two in the current standings. Dortmund have had a solid start to the season, whilst for Essen it's all been going wrong. We'll get onto that in a little bit, but for now the lineups, it's a 4-3-3 chosen by Jan Zimmermann for Dortmund. Just a couple of changes there. Bueno coming in along with Longo Yombo. It's in place of Blank, who's away on under 20 duty, and Besson has an ankle injury. Now far more changes made by Krzysztof Dąbrowski, unsurprisingly after their recent results. And it's a 4-2-3-1, 5 changes from the team that lost against Verl. Vufak, Kuruma, Sapina and Vonic all start. Bastian's, of course, indefinitely, I should say, suspended. We'll get onto that as well in a bit. Wiegel out with a muscular problem. Rotter suspended by the league rather than his club. And Demboya dropping to the bench. Yes, it has been a solid start to the season for Dortmund. 4 wins, 4 draws, 2 losses. That sees them in 6th heading into the weekend. Whereas Essen suffering something of a crisis. They're sat not far outside the relegation zone, 15th, having lost 4 of their 10 games. It gets much worse than that. 2 of those have come in their last 2 games, and they weren't just losses, but thrashings. They conceded 9 goals in 4 days. Of course, the 4-0 loss to Unterhaching, with 4 goals all coming from Matthias Fetch. And then the 5-0 loss at home against Verl, as mentioned. Hat-trick for Batista Meyer there. And then that late red card to add salt to the wound for Rotter. And that is what has led to the widespread changes in the Essen lineup. And of course, as mentioned, captain Felix Bastians indefinitely suspended from training and games. That happened 3 days after the 5-0 defeat. This decision was apparently made unanimously by the board, sports management and the coaching team after a joint analysis. Vice-captain Jakub Goltz and Ingo Sapina were considered candidates for the captaincy, and it is Sapina who's been chosen. Goltz remains as the vice-captain. And there is the captain, along with his opposite number, Michael Eberwein. Referee tonight is Reem Hussein. It's Dr. Reem Hussein, in fact. The 43-year-old has been officiating since 2009 when she was just 29. Same year she obtained her PhD, so not one to be messed with. I'm sure he'll be respectful, of course. I'm sure hope for not too many contentious decisions to deal with over the course of the evening. Final team talk for Dortmund. Less pressure on their shoulders, of course, than Essen after recent results. Dortmund now unbeaten in 5. 2-2 draws last time out against Arminia Bielefeld and Unterhaching. It was a brace for Longo Yombo, who now leads the line this evening. Essen with a point to prove. And some new names brought in. They'll be looking to turn over a new leaf for the side and prove their worth in doing so. Two sets of players lining up now for a moment's silence. Well observed by players and fans alike. And now back into full voice and ready for a wonderful evening of football. Final preparations before kickoff. Dortmund looking to find that winning form. They had 3 in a row before those 2-2 draws. Essen looking for a first win in what feels like a long time, even though it hasn't been that long as they beat league leaders in Dresden. The referee blows the whistle and away we go. Match day 10 in the Dritte Liga. Dortmund to take on Essen. Dortmund in their traditional yellow and black, shooting from left to right as we watch on. Essen in all grey. It's been a fairly grey patch for the club. One they're looking to put behind them. They're on the defensive early on here though. Patrick Goebel with a throw. Dortmund immediately into the Essen box. Might be a case of trying to get a few reassuring touches for an Essen side surely low on confidence. They're going to have to deal with a ball into the box. They get the decision though from the referee. And a chance to clear their lines. As mentioned, a number of less familiar faces, of course, without their traditional captain. We'll see if they miss his influence or if Shapina can help them start anew and produce the kind of football we know they're capable of. But now passing it around the box. Given away though. And may look to break here. Nice footwork. Allows them to do so. All forwards. Just beyond the run of Justin Butler. Quickly won it back though. Breaking into the box. Shot blocked, but Essen can't clear this. Get in towards the middle. Just over the head. It was 1 win apiece when these two met last campaign. Dortmund winning their home match 1-0 and then Essen going one better with a 2-0 win on home soil later in the season. Very different starts to this campaign, as mentioned. And 2. Pretty high on confidence, you'd imagine. It's Essen here with a nice bit of play though. Opportunity for Roberts to perhaps put it in. It's dealt with by Goebel for a throw. 30-year-old German right back. Also occasionally used in midfield. An assist last game. And scored as well in the 3-2 win against Werl. It was in fact a corner. Could have gone out for a throw, but the first corner of the game goes the way of the visitors. And it's put in, but headed away. A side-footed attempt, deceptively, all the way through. Every player in the box into the arms of Marcel Lotka though. He gets his first reassuring touch of the game. It's Lucas Brimmer with the attempt. Fizzed through massive bodies in the box. Double pumps it down and left a bit carelessly by Rios Alonso. It's crossed into the danger area, more emphatically dealt with Karuma though. Good pace from Julian Hetver. Catching Rios Alonso napping a little. Really making the most of it. Dortmund with a corner of their own. Be able to take it. It's in low. Comfortable enough for Essen defence to deal with. Only worked out and then crossed in by Ayman Agil. Something of a journeyman career for Patrick Goebel. To the ranks at Rot-Weiss Erfurt, not Essen. He's now played for 6 different German clubs, without counting 2 separate spells at FSV Zwickau. That's the Saxon club for a second time this summer when he joined Dortmund too. He's been busy early on. He'll have some more defending to do. It is over his head. No danger in the end, but more promising signs here for Essen. Nice ball through. Just maybe caught a little in 2 minds there between the cross and the shot. Torben Mösel. There's Rios Alonso. The Spanish feel to the 2 left backs tonight. Of course, Jose Enrique Rios Alonso and Rie Bueno, as mentioned, brought into the starting 11. That is him to celebrate his contract extension signed during the week. The 2 years take him through to 2026, the 21-year-old Spaniard. He's featured in all 10 games, and now this 11th one. Another moment of attack from Essen. Once again, the final ball not quite there from Harenbrock. Signs that this could be a nice game of football. Not too cautious opening and a few nice moves. Just missing the final pass, final touch. Bringing it down the left. Here's Isaiah Young. Here's it off. Rumer. Gives it back to him. Young beats his man along the byline. It's a good tackle in the end from Goebel. Up with Isaiah Younger opposite number. Isaiah Young, 25, American forward, and funnily enough born in the Berlin borough of New Jersey. He could be a nuisance down that left wing. Over the course of the evening, it was whipped in nicely, but away, it's lumped back into the box. Chested down. Not quite able to get the shot away either of the Essen players. This is better. It's a very anonymous performance pretty much across the board in that 5-0 loss. They wanted to bounce back from a 4-0 defeat a few days earlier on home soil. Finding themselves on an even worse scoreline, which was the final straw. Saw their captain fall on his sword, perhaps. Not totally clear exactly the reasoning for Bastian's suspension. Reason given by Rot-Weiss Essen as Bastian has increasingly no longer met the expectations, not only performing well on the pitch, but as a team captain, leading the way as a leader on the pitch and in the dressing room. So, a bit more going on behind closed doors there, we're perhaps aware of. It's not the first time the veteran has been suspended. It's also the case in Freiburg and Bochum equally. Dennis Grote and Daniel Devari were also suspended as Essen captains, both club and player with previous. Following the form book with another suspension. Now it's up to Shapina to lift his fellow Essen players. Lead by example from the middle of the pitch. Young again, not afraid to run at his man. Gurgle coming out on top that time. Apology from the right back there that the clearance wasn't a little more accurate, but job done. Safety first. Antonius Papadopoulos. The tackle there. That's lovely footwork again. Queuing up in the box, it's about 5 shirts there. Once again, not able to pick one out. Once again, though, Dortmund also unable to move the clearance away. Essen certainly currently on top of this match. 10 minutes or so on the clock. Bruma. Going to take the cross early. Find its way over to Obutz, but he has it now. It's on towards Harenbrock. Waiting at the back post, and it is towards him. Well held, though, by Marcel Lotka. Good season so far. 22-year-old, born in Germany, but represented Poland at youth level. Never present for the side this season. And there was really some work for his opposite number, Jakob Goltz. Knocked down, though, from Julian Hetver, not quite finding its way to the other yellow shirt in the middle. Showing that they can threaten down the other end, though. That's looking to set off a counter-attack. Route 1 working out on that occasion. Worked out from the back by Essen, showing the kind of confidence they'll need here. At least the game just slowing down a little. Breather on the two sides. Dortmund employ the high press at times, and I think also take opportunities to conserve energy before going in numbers. And they're content to allow Essen to pass it around the back for now. Hetver putting a little pressure on Goltz. Piece of work by Butler. Now it's into the Essen box. Again, the pullback. Not quite finding the centre forward. It's been the case every time Dortmund have ventured forward. So far, both sides failing to find their attacker leading the line. Space in the middle of the park. Dortmund very comfortably working their way towards the Essen box. Space in the middle. Able to put it in. It's just wide of the near post from Butler. He's gone down holding his ankle. A collision there with Rios Alonso. Trying to get across the defender. Collision in the end. Dangerous ball in from Bueno, and Butler will hope to be able to continue here, but does look in a fair amount of pain. So the Essen fans resilient despite that 9-0 aggregate score from their last two fixtures. Look like it could be a more serious problem for Justin Butler. We'll go on without him. Speaking of those resilient Essen fans, Dabrowski said they had to apologise to them. They didn't deserve that. We're not allowed to perform like that in front of our own spectators. They're looking to respond here. Done so well in the first quarter of an hour. Can they get the final shot away? Laid off. Shot blocked before it could get to Lotka. It's back in again, and the header just over in the end. It's a nice delivery in. Right onto the head of the new captain, Shapina. Not able to divert it goalwards. Still await our first shot on target. The sides haven't been short of goals in general in their recent matches in the Dritte Liga. As mentioned, of course, the 4-0, 5-0 losses. Before that, though, it was a 3-1 win over Dresden and a 5-0 win of their own. It was in the Regional Cup. Nonetheless, guessing where the goal is, and given the opportunity. Dortmund, as mentioned, a pair of 2-2 draws. 3-2 win over Verl a few weeks ago as well. Still waiting, though, for this one to really kick into gear. Sadly, it looks like that might be the end of Butler's game. You could tell from the way he went down in what looked fairly innocuous, in terms of a collision at least. It might be a troublesome one. It looks to be proving to be just that. As the Essen fans ringing out inside Signal Iduna Park. Looking to get forwards. Ball for Young. Well dealt with by Papadopoulos. Dortmund looking to play their way out. Again, not getting far into the Essen half. Towards the back post, swiped at, almost turned into a cross there from Bruma. It's back to him, puts it down. Deflection goes nicely in the end into the arms of Lotka. Musel with the effort. And here's a short journey, as mentioned. Local derby. Impressive, nonetheless, from the Essen fans to show this kind of support for their side. Drown out the home Dortmund fans. Dortmund, famous for their atmosphere inside Signal Iduna Park. As for now, it's the Essen fans making all the noise. It's on and off the pitch. Essen on top. confirmation. Justin Butler has gone off. Still being treated there by the advertising hoardings. But that's not too long-term an issue. We'll find out soon enough who will be on in his place. Shot of Papadopoulos. Isn't him. He's back in the centre-back role as he has been since the start. Just in case it wasn't blindingly obvious. Greek descent. Born in Germany though. Papadopoulos, 24-year-old. He's made 3 appearances for the senior Dortmund side. To find himself a few more. Some strong performances. He's done all that's been asked of him so far. He's had a fair bit asked of him. This is a better spell though for Dortmund. As Butler pops down the tunnel, sadly. 2 medics taking him home. Not totally obvious from that angle. You can imagine the foot must have been planted as he came together with Rios Alonso. I hope that's a matter of days or weeks and not months. Good looking, a fair amount of pain there. So Butler not there for this corner. He's whipped in with pace. And it's Franz Rogau who has replaced him. Gotts attempting to prevent another corner, but unable to do so. Immediately involved. And now with a toe poke towards goal. Nearly instant impact. Here's again Goebel on corner kick duty, switching over for the in-swinger. Certainly swinging in towards the arms of Jakob Gotts. Referee has always play here, I think. Perhaps a clash of heads. Reassuring though, Rios Alonso still on his feet as the camera cut back to him. A change of shape with Rogau brought on. Midfielder by trade, replacing Butler, who is very much acting as an effective number 9, faults or not. It's one back deep in Dortmund territory here. Once again, it's Papadopoulos to the rescue. A brave sliding tackle on Young. Obviously been a tale of corner versus corner in this first quarter of this game. This one whipped in by Bruma. Out back to the left back though. Again. The effort speculative. Not too far away. Optimistic from Leonardo Ivonic. Volley on the turn. it had come off, it would have been difficult for Lotka to stop. Once again, don't have to play it long. Essen very much employing the high press. We spoke about with Dortmund, it's taken quickly by Young. And the referee's allowed play to continue, and it's a brilliant save by Lotka from close range. Put himself in the right place at the right time. And Vonic, with a far less speculative effort than his one a few seconds ago. A couple of yards out, Lotka made himself big and did enough. Great improvisation by Young to take that quickly and count the perfect pass. And that is as close as either side has come in his first 25 minutes. Bruma. It's well worked. It's back out to the left back. Lovely feet again, and Young turns away. It's brilliant football. And again, with the final ball, able to match, not quite. Given away though, not for long. Dortmund win it back. To break away themselves. Bueno taking on his man. Proves to safety by Kuruma. So far, the Essen fans rewarded for their loyalty. Good showing. Both at the back and the front. Kuruma has been solid. It is something of an injury crisis for Essen. And defending there on the edge of his own box. Goebel, all in. Just 3 of the traditional 6 central defenders remain for Essen. Without a number of players, Seisfeld, Celebi, who's had a groin operation, Fabian Roots, a torn cruciate ligament, Felix Goetze, and also the red card suspension for Björn Röther. He'll be missing for 3 games. There's that quick free kick. Lotka standing tall. Yes, that needless red card for Röther late on in the 5-0. The game long since gone. This frustration playing out. And DFB confirming it'll be a 3-match suspension during the week. Not sure exactly what's happened. Luis Alonso to have a Dortmund free kick. Right on the edge of the box. That's also a little confused. I think it's going to be a goal kick in the end. The initial reaction, thought Dortmund been given a free kick. Says you were. Hefty tackle. To Hussein. Let's slide. Was a sliding tackle from Rogout, getting stuck in since his introduction. Company right in the corner, doing well to win inside a corner. Vufak to take. So going with the outswinger on this occasion. 22 Amat in the middle. He picks one out, and it's found its way into the back of the net. We spoke about his defensive abilities. Now at the other end, Mustafa Kuruma puts his side in front. We'll have to wait and see. That might end up going down as an own goal. Struck the underside of the crossbar and then struck the back of Lotka. I think that may well go down. It's a Lotka own goal. Unfortunate for the keeper. Taking nothing away from a resounding header from the centre-back though. Kuruma rising highest. Millimetres away from finding the net himself, but with a little kiss from Lady Luck, which is very much needed for Essen. See what it means to the defender and hear what it means to the fans. Essen take a valuable lead in this game. That's risky though. Undo all that hard work immediately. Bruma turning into trouble. Bailed out though by his teammate. Be very pleased with the reaction he's seen from his players here. He needed to bounce back. Well, they needed to bounce back last time. They very much did not. Need to do so even more here, and they've done just that. Now, good value for a 1-0 lead. Now they have to just keep their heads and hold on to it. Do deliveries like that, opposed to deliveries like this. It was Hufak, as mentioned, with the corner, and he picked out his fellow defender. Kuruma did the rest. They say you make your own luck. Certainly true there. Quality header. The reason that Lotka was unable to do anything about it. Flying past him and then in off his back. Unfortunate for the keeper. But Essen not fortunate to be in the lead. It'll be a case of whether they can sit back, defend this lead. They won't want to do that too early on. Invite pressure for the best part of an hour. As valuable as this win would be, one would hope they'll continue playing and look to double their lead. Capable of doing so. They've started the game, but for now, they need to defend. Do so though. And Young leaves it off, and that's about flying up that left wing again. To get back to defend though. Doing enough. Confident. Decisive work by Papadopoulos again. Grey shirts closing in on him. Out. Totally. He's moved into the right back position, and Gerbil pushing further forwards. Must have been the change of shape. Hetver still causing a nuisance further up that right wing. Not quite able to pick out the final pass, so another opportunity. Again, not finding its target. Alco Mikel looking for the return ball. Win it back again though. Abervine gets onto his right and tries from range. Didn't look to have troubled Gertz too much though. two losing managers. Zimmerman and Mr. Dabrowski crossed paths before. Zimmerman started his managerial career very young, actually a player-manager at just 32. His way up the lower divisions before getting a shot at the big time with Hanover. Sacked after 6 months. And took a year out before taking over from Christian Preußer at Dortmund too. Whereas Dabrowski was announced having been assistant manager of Hanover as their interim manager after Zimmerman was sacked. It worked as number 1 and number 2 at Hanover. Dabrowski getting his break after Zimmerman was sacked. His interim coaching position turned into a permanent one, but spent just the 1 season before joining Essen in the summer of 22. This undoubtedly his toughest period in that year and a half. Losing his captain after losing 2 games on the trot by a heavy margin. So far, so good for Essen. One of those players brought in to the Essen starting 11. Making very good on that decision from Dabrowski. There's Rufak, the man delivered the assist for the opening goal. May go down as a pre-assist. It is to be an own goal. He's had a good showing down that right wing so far as well, aside from the corner. The feeling he'll be doing a little more defending though. Certainly until half-time, I think Essen may look to defend this lead, survive through to the break. If they can double it, all the better, but to concede late on would be a gut punch. Dortmund, of course, want the opposite. Set about themselves in on level terms. Could this be the moment they do so? No, it's a good save from Goltz. Important as well. Well met cross in from Mikkel. Getting ahead of his defender. He's heading towards the bottom corner. Bueno, his weaker right foot, picking out a teammate impressively. And Essen now just have to keep their heads a bit. Careless pass there, and it's given away again. Amazing how a dynamic narrative in a game can immediately switch. Essen on top. You'd think scoring a goal would only help that, but when you're on that kind of a run they've been on, and knowing how important a win would be, suddenly the mindset changes. Get a little nervous. Start worrying about losing a lead that they previously haven't even had. Yeah, certainly sitting deeper here. And a little over 5 minutes to play of this first period. The ball into the box, that one comfortable enough for Goltz. Now this time will they be able to bring it out from the back? Shapina looking to keep a calm head. And does just that. And they have retained possession this time. Nice idea. Ball not quite finding Bruma. Long way forward, left back, bursting into the box. Can confirm it has officially gone down as a Lotka own goal. To take away from Karuma's mood, I'm sure. Borowski was Polish-born, German former central defensive midfielder. He spent time at Werder Bremen, Bielefeld, Hanover and Bielefeld Bochum as a player. He was playing for Germany's under-21 Olympic and B teams. Helped Bremen win the 1999 DFB Pokal. Starting 11 as they beat Bayern on penalties in the final. So, a man for the big occasion. He has done enough. What is an important day for Essen so far. Changes clearly having worked. Controversial, perhaps, decision to release the captain from his duties. So far, paying off. Shapina's been a solid presence in the middle of the park. Slightly nervous moment there for Karuma. Bufak, as he did for the goal, there to help his fellow defender out, bail him out on this occasion. Aaron Brock well to the ball there. Has been a live wire on that left wing, directly involved in the goal, but in pretty much everything else. Started his youth career with Philadelphia Union before moving to Werder Bremen. And joined from Bremen in 2020. It's his 117th appearance. The more experienced members of the squad. He's now retreating back to help defend this. Dortmund continue knocking on the Essen door. Bueno finds a bit of space, wants to find a teammate, and do so. There's enough for a corner. One of the final opportunities to put the ball into the Essen box before half-time break. Once again, Goebel with that responsibility. It's a nice delivery, punched away again though by Goltz. Back into the box. Head for all the way out to safety. Another step closer. Retaining this lead through to half-time for Essen. Goltz, just as is the case with Lotka, ever present for his side this season. Made 37 appearances last season as well. Very much a staple. The Essen backline. I'm sure he'll be relieved to be pretty much halfway to a clean sheet after conceding 9 in 4 days. Essen looking to finish on a high note here. Winning a corner. First venture forward in a while. Getting involved again. He'll be loitering just outside the box for this corner. Taken by Bruma. In with pace, and the volley blocked by a defender before it could get to Lotka. Rios Alonso met that ball with some power. Yes, and not too far away from doubling their lead late on. Should have been a sucker punch for Dortmund. Once again, Young bursting down that left wing. He's got it now. The offside flag goes up against Vonic. That chance at the other end. Did well to readjust. So the ball was flicked on. Not quite enough accuracy or power to find its way to the net. Karuma again solid. Nearly gives it away in the attempted clearance, but no harm done. Rush to release the ball, go all the way back to Goltz. There is the half-time whistle, and Essen do survive through to half-time with that valuable lead. There's that man, Mustafa Karuma, won't go down with the goal. They did everything but. Powerful header striking the underside of the bar. Ball then bouncing back onto Marcel Lotka and into the net. Huge lead for Essen on an important day for their club, looking to bounce back from those two heavy defeats. Dortmund have to bounce back in the second half.
Mustafa Karuma ist der Mann des ersten Durchgangs an alter Wirkungsstätte mit dem verdienten Treffer für die Gäste aus Essen, die hier vor knapp 10.000 Zuschauern ein richtig gutes Auswärtsspiel hinlegen. Hallo und herzlich willkommen bei Magenta Sport an diesem Freitagabend mit Martin Lahnke und Christian Buchmann, dem Sportdirektor. Schönen guten Abend. Hallo. Ja, ich habe gerade schon vorweggenommen. Guter Auftritt. Wie zufrieden sind Sie?
Ja, also erstmal durchatmen, gerade nach den letzten beiden Spielen zu sagen, okay, wie treten wir auf? Ich glaube, da können wir zufrieden sein, wie wir aufgetreten sind, total fokussiert, setzen das um, was wir machen, haben auch die Ruhe wieder mit dem Ball und ja.
Martin, ich habe den Eindruck, RWE ist von diesem Stadion, von dieser Kulisse gar nicht beeindruckt. Bei den kleinen Borussen setzt sich das fort, was wir schon vor dem Spiel angemerkt haben.
Ja, ich glaube, RWE hat sich gut in das Spiel reingebracht. Also das war von vornherein wichtig, dass du eine gewisse Sicherheit mit Ballmacht hast, weil es eben auch immer das Spiel von Rot-Weiss Essen ist, von hinten aufzubauen. Da ist auch immer so ein bisschen Risiko dabei, aber wenn du dieses Risiko nimmst, dann schaffst du es eben auch Pfeile zu verlagern und die Angriffe werden die Pfeile eben nach vorne. Ich glaube, da hat Rot-Weiss Essen relativ schnell gemerkt, dass das funktioniert, dass es möglich ist und sich dann somit eine gewisse Sicherheit erarbeitet, die sie über die ganze erste Hälfte auch geschafft haben, aufrechtzuerhalten.
Du hast es auch gesagt, selbst der Torwart war da dabei, tolle Seitenverlagerung von Gold. Schauen wir uns mal die Highlights des ersten Durchgangs an und starten in der 15. Minute mit einem guten Angriff der Borussen, der dann für Butler schmerzhaft endet. Der musste raus nach diesem Duell mit Rios Alonso. Martin, was macht der BVB dort gut?
Ja, die haben da ein gutes Passspiel, treffen die Position gut, haben dann einen guten ersten Kontakt, hauen das Ding vorne rum, dann ist es schwierig zu verteidigen. Wenn du dann so nicht der Meinung hast, vorne reinzulaufen, dann stellst du den Gegner eben vor Aufgaben.
Ansonsten, wie wir es aber gesagt haben, eigentlich die Gäste völlig überlegen. Was war das jetzt zum Beispiel vom jungen Boris, der heute seinen Start
Gut im Spiel, man hat gute Fallbälle, das heißt, man hat den Ball fest, dass die wieder in die Zentren standen, 2-3 Situationen im 16 auch gehabt oder nochmal abgelegt. Da wird eine bessere Positionierung, dass er direkt abschließen kann vielleicht, weil das hat er dann verpasst, da war zu nah am Tor, aber sonst stark.
Wir können mal auf die 25. Spielminute schauen. Da hat er eine Gelegenheit.
Genau, gut schnell ausgeführter Freistoß von uns, schalten sehr schnell mit Easy Young. Der läuft tief und dann gute Position mit dem Winkelball. Genau, das ist das, was wir bei ihm ab und zu verpasst haben. Er war schon zu nah am Tor. Dann musste er mit dem Rücken zum Tor nochmal ablegen. Aber wenn er auch von der Tiefe oder von der Tiefe kommt, dann reindrücken kann, das wäre natürlich gut.
Wenn wir mal auf die Statistik schauen, es gibt keinen Spieler, kein anderer Spieler, der mehr als einen Treffer erzielt hat in dieser Saison. Man könnte sagen, das schwere Erbe des Herrn Engelmann. Oder kommen die alle noch?
Die kommen. Da arbeiten wir dran natürlich, dass wir da einen Scorer haben. Klar ist offensichtlich, dass wir da einen Haken an der Position von der Stürmer, dass wir nur die Quote haben und dass der Knoten platzt. Das hoffen wir einfach mal. Klar, mit den letzten beiden Spielen kein Tor geschossen, aber davor hat man schon einen oder anderen Treffer mit Borussia Dortmund gegen Dresden hat er sein Debüttor gemacht. Das heißt, da arbeiten wir und hoffen auch, dass es nicht wird.
Ja, und Martin Lahnke, für die, die es nicht wissen, vielleicht die jüngeren Zuschauer, war früher ein exzellenter Kopfballspieler in der Fußball-Bundesliga. Warum sage ich das? Weil beim Führungstreffer für RWE ja, man von hohem Luftstand, glaube ich, sprechen kann. Das ist ein beeindruckender Treffer. Martin, sag was dazu.
Natürlich mit einer gewissen Überzeugung reingelaufen, so wie RWE schon in den ersten 45 Minuten komplett auftritt. Man will das Tor unbedingt machen, man will sich durchsetzen. Und hat er noch Glück, ja, es war ein Eigentor vom Torwart, wenn man so sagen will, aber er hat es nicht geschafft.
Heute natürlich auch Mustafa Kuruma, letzten Woche nicht berücksichtigt worden, auf den Kader geschnitten, kommt aus der eigenen Jugend, macht das Profitor.
Aber mal ganz früh beim BVB gespielt, ist ja für ihn etwas Besonderes. Er galt ja bei Ihnen oder gilt bei Ihnen so als Art Rohdiamant. Was hat er, was ihn vielleicht
Welcome back to Dortmund for the second half of this Dritte Liga match between Dortmund 2 and Essen. Match day 10. It's an important one, in particular for Essen, after 2 heavy defeats and the release of their captain during the week. They've started in the right way, and it is they with the lead at the halfway point. 1-0 courtesy of what will go down as a Marcel Lotka own goal. It was Mustafa Karuma with a header from a corner, struck the underside of the bar and then the back of the keeper. Found its way into the net. Karuma, though, decisive at both ends. Look to do the same in the second half. And we are back underway now. Dr. Rima Hussein, the referee, blowing the whistle. 45 minutes remaining of an important game for both sides. Not just Essen, Dortmund in a decent run of form, unbeaten in 5. And the last 2 of those were draws. More a case of whether they would settle for a draw, or whether they're looking for a full turnaround in the second half. Yeah, Bueno with a long throw of sorts, looping up. Drops down for Yombo. That's Lucas Bruma narrowly winning that foot race. Too clear for a throw. Essen fans been in full voice from the first whistle, we have to say. Not just a case of seeing when you're winning. Stood by their team in what is a tough period. And so far being rewarded on this Dortmund night. Now celebrating a successful first half with a few flares, which might be the cause for this brief break. It's also frustration for Dr. Hussein. Of course, affecting visibility for the players, particularly the goalkeepers. See there, Lotka, again, his jersey covering his mouth. Enjoying the smoky atmosphere. Subsided sufficiently for us to get back underway. And through the plumes of smoke, through the fog, Essen look to break out. Maybe even double their lead. Lotka there, nearly giving it away. Bueno did well though, and then even better to break away from his man. Chips it into the box. Bruma only as far as Hetva, who fires it back in. Well saved by Golds. And now immediately down the other end, it is end-to-end stuff. Trying to find Obuz. Dortmund doing enough, doing well to get back in numbers. The danger's not over though. Young turning this way and that. All looping up after that deflection, but caught by Lotka. Frantic 30 seconds or so. Action at both ends. We'll see a replay of that Hetva chance. There is the winger. He's already scored 3 times this season. 20 years of age, joined in the summer from Duisburg, where he netted 7 in 60 after making his debut at just 17. A strong start to life in Dortmund. 3 goals in the first 9 games of the season. I mean, too far from making that 4 in 10. Free kick against Obuz there for bringing back his opposite number. Bueno. Find the pass. Rogau is certainly playing in midfield. Did appear to be filling in at right back temporarily, but It's the man on the ball, Goebel, has remained in that position. Fine. Mikel flicked on. And that was Hetver again. And Dortmund players are appealing for a corner. Let's replay exactly what happened. Unleashed by Mikel. That's the chance before, which certainly was Hetver. One touch and then half volley. Straight at the keeper though. Comfortable enough for goals. Well, they may have been sitting back in the latter stages of the first half, but they're getting stuck in again here. Shaping up to be a lively second half. Buffak. Not sure if that was aiming for Rubis or Bonic. Didn't find either. Had the chance to find a teammate from the throw. Done by Shapina. Safety first from Buffak, all the way back to goals. Some retained possession, and I'm sure what they will be aware of, what perhaps has been pointed out to them by Krzysztof Dabrowski in the breakers. In possession. Opposition won't be scoring. We still have the lead. Important though not to change the style of play too much. Captain's given it away there. Shapina, and then given away a free kick as well. This is in a really dangerous position. Too far outside the box, a little far for an effort on goal. Nicely positioned to put a ball into the box. Shapina, new captain. After Bastian's indefinite suspension. Captain's armband hasn't always been a good omen, as mentioned. Rota and Davari released whilst captain, but so far taking that responsibility well, with the exception of a particular moment, that free kick, but there's no harm done, and once again, it's one for Young to chase. Lotka leading the forward to the ball. Attempting to allow advantage, but it was not one, so it will be a Dortmund free kick in their own half. Pudel sends it forwards. It's found its way to Anongo Yombo. Not afraid to take on his man, but Karuma once again standing strong. Dabrowski and the club have spoken about potentially bringing in a free agent to help deal with their defensive crisis. On the basis of this game, that might not be necessary. Of course, a bit more cover, wouldn't go amiss. Side flag up there against Vonic. Dabrowski was keen to emphasise that he still had a fair few options. Potential for a free agent is, of course, something you'd think about in the short term. Anything else would be negligent. But a bit of negligent defending nearly puts his side in trouble. It has found its way to Jakob Goltz in the end. Deflected cross and a slip. But Evervine, the captain, not quite able to capitalise on that slip equally. Very strong defending from Bruma. Quickly over to cover for Luis Alonso after that slip. Here again though, another big chance. Headbutt goes down in the box. And the referee does point to the spot. Strong protests from the Essen backline. Headbutt using his pace, beating Karuma to the ball and then trying to cut back. It looks like it hits his own foot initially, but there's certainly a tangle of feet after that with Karuma. It looks like it might be 0-0 stuff for Karuma. Discussions going on between the two. A genuine attempt at the ball, I think. Oh, that's it. The question is whether Karuma got a boot to the ball or whether that ball came off the boot of Headbutt. Either way, it is a penalty. And it will now be responsibility of Jakob Goltz to defend his side to lead. And the responsibility of Valko Mikkel to restore parity. Only one will be able to fulfill that task. Borowski watches on, arms folded. His hard-worked lead could be gone in a moment's notice. And it is. Valko Mikkel keeps his nerve and puts Dortmund back on level terms. And now it's the turn of the home fans to sing. Low into the bottom corner. Goltz went the right way. Couldn't get down far enough, quickly enough. Mikkel makes it 1-1. Number 10, given the responsibility of the penalty, 22-year-old. Not rumbling under the weight. Now all to play for the final half an hour or so. It's Essen straight back on the attack. Great work to put it into the middle, and they take the lead immediately. Torben Musil, right in front of the away fans. And Dortmund's lead lasts a matter of seconds. Or rather, Dortmund's parity, I should say. Essen's lead restored in a matter of seconds. It was great work. The perfect ball in. And Musil with acres of space. The signal from the goal scorer was cupping his ear to the crowd. You can certainly hear them now. Essen straight back into the lead. Brilliant work down the left from Lucas Bruma. And Musil ghosting in, unmarked. And how about that for a response to a debatable penalty? There was no feeling hard done by. Straight back on it, Essen. Straight back into the lead. Now can Dortmund make it 2-2 as they've done in the last two games. 2-2 draws becoming the norm for Dortmund. And now there's another shout for a penalty. I have to say, that one looked potentially more dangerous than the first. Dr. Hussein unswayed though. Yeah. Buffak. Chasing back Bueno. Not getting the ball. Sadly catching the foot of the left back. Protestations continuing. Referee over to check on the young Spaniard. I have to say that looked a clearer cut penalty than the first one. Perhaps things will even out. Undebatable penalty given. Less debatable penalty not given. Frustration for Mikkel, the goal scorer. I thought he was about to have an opportunity to make it 2. Both for him and his side. It's his first goal of the season, that penalty. Managed 4 last campaign. Now off the mark, the 11th attempt. Played in every game. Dortmund nearly struck back as quickly as Essen did. A different decision there. We've had 3 goals in about 3 minutes. I said it looked like we were shaping up for a lively second half. Very much had that in only 15 minutes on the clock since the restart. Shrug from Anna Udo. It was 57th minute penalty for Mikkel, and 58th minute the second for Essen from Merzel. Quick fire double, but 1 each. And we're, as we were at the start of the second half, Essen looking to add a third now. All in was dangerous from Obuz. It's cleared away. That's also good work from Hetver to win the throw. See the frustration there at the youngster. He was winning the first penalty. Not quite able to find Buffak, but the most important thing, which was releasing Alongo Yombo to the ball. Even fine. Plays it forwards, and there is Alongo Yombo. Swiping at the shot though, and well wide. Doing well initially to create a bit of space. The left-footed shot a long way from the target. Now flicking that off. On his bike. It's Dortmund now putting the ball into the box. And another big chance for Alongo Yombo. The frustration. Wonderful ball in from Goebel. Tricky to get a deft enough header, but that is a pretty golden gilt-edged chance. And that's maybe a mistake as well, just about bailed out by Lotka. Bueno with the under-hit back pass. It's all happening. It's been a frantic second half. Double change for Dortmund. That will be final act for Bueno. And Ayman Agil also set to make way. 3 changes already for Dortmund before Essen have made 1. Bamba comes on, Samuel Bamba. As well as Moses Atuali, number 9. Said they lost their leading striker in Justin Butler early on. They do have now the traditional, literal number 9 on the pitch. 25 minutes, plus a few added ones you'd imagine. Dortmund to rescue something from this game. They're on the back foot again though. It's Young. Turning, gets back to the ball. Eventually wins a corner. And a wonderful game so far. Sia Young. They scored the one that so far this season on the opening day in the 2-1 loss to Halischer. He's involved, they've been involved in pretty much everything but a goal in this game. Again, in front of the away fans. It is the corner from Essen. And it looks like it was maybe creeping into the far corner. It's that man again, Karuma, meeting the corner. Maybe the first piece of work for Atuali was a defensive one. Stood on that far corner. Drifted just wide in the end. Tricky first touch for Samuel Bamba. It wasn't a bad one. Might find a teammate. Raking ball over to the left wing, where it looks like Bamba is going to operate. I think is something that this Dortmund setup has been lacking in this game. Right from Hetver, Yombo ending up pretty much playing the central role, and most of their midfielders more of the central variety, nippy wingers, but not lacking now. Otuali, Yombo, Hetver and Bamba all on the pitch. Plenty of dangerous attacking players. Essen with their own attacking players. He left some space at the back here. Here's Bamba again. Cuts inside. Tries his luck. It was a cross or a shot. It wasn't too far away. Yeah, sliding in towards the back post. Just over. And maybe just to slow things down a little, having restored their lead. So they will just have 3 at the back for the remainder of the game, Dortmund. With Bueno having gone off. But now clearly a more attacking presence on that left wing. Put a win past Essen this evening. I don't tend to go with the form book. Kick be retaken. Yes, Essen beating league leaders, comfortable league leaders, Dresden, a couple of weeks ago before. And those two heavy defeats. An unpredictable side against one of the better teams in the league. As things have gone so far, Dortmund 6th coming into this weekend. They've produced a very good performance thus far by themselves. Over 3/4 of the way to another unlikely away victory. Merzel, familiar deep-lying role, having popped up in attack to restore that lead about 60 seconds after they lost it. Yes, Alonso, well, bringing the ball into Dortmund half, finding Merzel, lays it off, and they're queuing up here. It's a good save from Lotka, keep his side in it. I'm not sure where the Dortmund defence had gone there. Appeared to be three shirts free all over the box. Actually ground to a halt with a free kick. Papadopoulos holding his face. It's a great reverse ball. All the time in the world. Little disguised pass from Harenbrock. Vonic unable to break his duck still for Essen. 20-year-old Croatian, going from Nuremberg 2 in the summer. He scored an incredible 22 in 17 appearances last season. Still yet to find the net for Essen. This is his 10th appearance. Just 1 assist so far for his new side, that in the 2-1 loss to Ulm. And that a golden opportunity both to double his side's lead and to break his duck. It was given away by Vufak there. He's walking a fine line. Escaped what could have been giving away a penalty not long ago, and careless pass there. Passing the ball directly to, I think, Longo Yombo. Unable to capitalise though on that opportunity, giving away a free kick themselves. Back. It's away again, at least this time it's in the Dortmund half rather than his own. Rogau finding the touchline with his pass. Essen have been let off the hook on occasion in this match. Perhaps they could do with a bit of luck. It's great work by Shapina. The cool head we spoke about. And there is definitely space in this Dortmund defence. Young looking to make the most and exploit it. From the crowd, I think from the away fans, that is a goal kick given. It is a stretched game now. Essen looking to capitalise on the space at the opposite end. They can't afford to throw too many forwards. And we've got a narrow lead to defend. Rogau. All 11 Essen players now camped in their own third. Vonic just moving a little further upfield as the target man. And oh, they are living dangerously. Samuel Bamba sliding at the back post and not quite making the contact that surely would have seen another equaliser. Whipped ball somehow evading everyone. Bamba the closest to it. Getting a little ragged from Essen. In truth, a little ragged from Dortmund at times as well. Game that could go any which way in the final quarter of an hour. Have a pause for Essen finally making their first change. And it is Julian Hetver. Yes, that is Dortmund. It's Vonich. He's coming off. He will not be breaking his duck. Here is that opportunity. Maybe his biggest in an Essen shirt. Certainly one of them. Maybe replaced by Rombalinski. Hetver remains on. It was the number 20 of Essen, in fact, who was being brought off. A change for both sides there, though. Confirmation of that. Rombalinski, more experienced members of the side, 29 years old. And the number 9 enters the fray. I think that is our first booking of the night, in the way of the goalscorer Musil. Clearly blocking off Rogau. Cynical one, taking one for the team. He'll now have to be careful for the final 15. There's another dangerous place for a free kick. It was well delivered in. I'm not sure whether it was Papadopoulos or Pudel who got that final touch. It was the latter, but only into the arms of Golds. I have to say the goal somewhat gaping. Dortmund not taking their chances unless they're from the penalty spot. Here's Alonso. Wants to bring it out from the back. Exploiting the space. And here's the substitute. Balinski cuts it back, and the shot is well held by Lotka. Aaron Brock to put the game maybe out of sight, although the way things have been going, anything could still happen with 15 minutes to play. A little clumsy, both players going down. Dr. Hussein starting to get on with it. Does appear to be the left wing that they're looking to use against Dortmund here, Essen. Space. Goebel must have cut inside a bit. That defensive 3. The space. And the left wing for Dortmund as well, though. Bamba finding pockets, causing problems for Vufak. And now it's Eberwein. Yombo, who's dropped deeper and tries a shot from deep and goes deep into the stands. And yeah, the chance down the other end. Decent effort from Harenbrock. Good first involvement from Balinski. Good handling from Lotka. Touch of cramp for Vufak. Essen fans still in good voice. I'm sure their pulses are losing a little, a few nerves. We're watching the clock now. The next 11 or so minutes. Once again, it's Dortmund very quickly back on the attack. Bamba. This time he lays it off to Eberwein. Gets it back. It's in the cross. Comfortably enough dealt with, and Essen always looking to strike on the break. That break didn't go far though in the shot from Hetver. Once again, straight at the keeper. Golds Well to hold on to it though. Bit of space, taking it quickly. Catching practice for goals. Both keepers, pretty imposing figures. Goals 1.87 meters. Vodka even taller, 1.9, 6'3" for those of you working in Imperial. Might be easy to beat. Goltz joined as a free agent after leaving Hamburg in 2019, but become an important figure for Essen. He can do enough to see his side hang on to 3 points here. Maybe just that little bit more important. Minutes remain. Maybe another change. This time it is Hetfer coming off because there's only 1:20 left on the pitch. It'll be the number 37, Leon Semic. Double change though for Dortmund. That is all 5 of their changes made. Double change to be made for Essen. Punch and counter punch from the managers in the dying stages. Niels Florian Kaiser comes on, as does Sascha Vulka. Shore up that defense. The final into the finish. Young comes off. Wonderful game. Unfortunate not to be involved in either of the goals. Another good performance. Surely see him start again next time out. Some more defending to do though, and it's a good ball in again. See Harrenbrock also sacrificed along with Young. Those defensive changes. Substitutions available. Krzysztof Dabrowski, if required. Looks like it might be a case of attack versus defense from here on out. Warning from the referee for Jakob Goltz, not to time waste. Information there. Marco Michel also coming off for Jermaine Schalke. Schalke, 20-year-old on loan from Nuremberg. Born in Germany, eligible to represent Angola at international level. He was called up for the Angolan senior squad in November last year, despite reportedly initially responding positively. He's rejected the call-up, apparently giving no reason. He's still up in the air whether he will represent Germany or Angola. For now, though, certainly representing his club side, Dortmund. As they doing the defending. There's space for them now on the attack, though, having survived that. And Bamba in the box, cuts inside, cuts back, unleashes a shot. Again, whether it was a cross or a shot, he didn't find the target. Somehow flying through that corridor of uncertainty. I think in truth it was probably an attempt on goal, having created the space. Applied with that much pace. There were two options. A header not too far away from Shapina, though, at the other end. Talking about the imposing figures of the goalkeepers. Chapina himself, taller than both of them. 1.94 meters tall. From Berlin, the summer Chapina, surely mixed feelings. He was hammered by his former side. 5-0 last time out, but it has led to him now becoming captain. So every cloud. As for now, got away from that 5-0 loss. Essen nearly there. A few seconds ticking away. As a bit more cramp is dealt with. There's Chapina. For 5 minutes for Dortmund to find an equaliser. This kick though, handing possession back to Essen. It's good work by Obers to hang on to the ball. Found Merzel. Gave the ball away though. Can't be affording to do that, and Chapina and the captain's tackle. Having a round of applause from those away fans. Yombo, I think, may even have dropped to left back, albeit very much left wing back. As Dortmund will be throwing everything at Essen in these final minutes. Wayside still trying to push from the front where they can. Impressive stamina, not just sitting deep, keeping Dortmund in their own half as long as they can. Hunting in packs and then retreating. See another change about to be made there by Dabrowski. Karuma preventing that one getting through. 0-0 narrative will disappear if they hang on for the win here, particularly if he continues to defend like that. Gufak having to defend from Bamba, doing so particularly well again though, and Bamba with space. This time he does pass it. Doesn't get the return ball he was looking for. Yombo whipping it in from that left wing. Take it away. Gufak once again only clears it as far as Alongo Yombo. Gets another opportunity to lift it in. Get it away. Bruma. Now finally cleared to a bit more safety by Essen. They'll be able to make that change. That fine piece of work from Obus will be his final one. Sandro Gatti. And to replace him, another defender, another defensive change. Dortmund have this final few minutes. Great feat from Bamba again. He's involved in everything. Everything he's been involved in hasn't come off. Yombo wants the ball quickly. Bamba. He's now the only man not defending. Here's the out ball. Essen rushing to clear that one, and they can do so a little more slowly. In fact, though, doing that good work, dawdling somewhat, and then fortunate in truth to get the throw in there. Hurried along by Hussein. Gained some territory though, further up the pitch. Essen's golden years came way back in the 1950s as a club. Regional championship in 52, lifted the DFB Pokal the following year, and then national championship in 55. Became the first German side to qualify for the European Cup. Now, 60, 70 years later, the future of the club, this feels almost as important. The way things have been going. And a 14-year spell in the fourth tier with promotion the season before last. And hang on to life in the Dritte Liga. A win here will do them the world of good, move them away from the relegation zone. Yellow card moves the way of Plekati. His first involvement is entering the book. It does at least kill a few seconds for Essen. And a poodle down. Little rash. First involvement. We'll now have a free kick to defend, albeit one from a long way out. We are into stoppage time. 6 minutes to be added on, which will feel like an eternity for Essen and their fans. Umbo looking for another speculative effort. Goebbels looking to lift it back into the box, but pressing all the way out. A goal kick. You can see pain there that Poodle is in. Changes available for Zimmerman. He'll have to play to the end. At least as centre-back. Shouldn't be troubled too much by Essen. If Dortmund are to continue to dominate proceedings in the final 5 minutes. And now, assist a chance, bursting into the box. Well matched by Bruma. He's been very, very good at left back today. See, playing his part in the second goal as well, looking at the perfect pass. He's been good in attack, but just as important of a job in defence right now. Goebbels, the corner. Flicked away. Free kick goes the way of Essen. Allow them to clear their lines. Dortmund will be disappointed here to see that beaten run ended at things end where they currently stand. And shaping up as a promising season after what was a fairly anonymous one last campaign for both sides. In fact, Dortmund ended up 13th. Somewhat all-or-nothing campaign, just 6 draws, 19 losses, the most of every club aside from the bottom 3. Essen were a little lower, 3 points and 2 places in 15th. On the other hand, were kept up by their ability to play out a draw, 15 in all, most in the league, just 9 wins, joint second lowest tally, but they will not be looking to settle for a draw this evening. 3 minutes away from a huge win. Another effort from distance there, straight at Jakob Goltz. Often been the case for the keeper, but credit to him. It's been a fine show of handling every time. There was a fair amount of pace on that effort. I think it's Yombo again, judging by the limp, flash of feet, or just kicks it that hard. We got halfway through, 6 minutes of stoppage time now. Look at the watch. Time running out for Dortmund. And the very short trip home for Essen will be a very happy one if they can hang on. Those away fans, flags waving in Signal Iduna Park. Bamba, though, looking to spoil the party. Energetic since his introduction. Causing lots of problems for Vupak, and I think that might be their best chance. Having some joy. It's like down that left wing. And now it's a long throw from Budel into the danger area, but the free kick goes the way of Essen. And they're nearly there. 90 seconds remain. Maybe one more opportunity if Dortmund can win the ball back and get it down the field. But Goltz will take his time over this free kick. Özil it was who seemingly won the free kick. The man who perhaps scored the winner. We shall see in a minute or so's time. That is, of course, unless they get a third. Well, that's the risk, though. Dortmund now with a bit more space. But Bamba won't be able to keep that in. And that might be that. Crossfield ball floating out. Christoph Dabrowski can taste those 3 points. Forward into the corner. Akati chasing down. Has to be careful not to get himself a second yellow there. But there is the final whistle. And Essen earn themselves a huge 3 points. A club in turmoil coming into the match. 4-0 loss followed by a 5-0 loss. Their captain dismissed. They've rallied and they come away from Dortmund with 3 points earned from a 2-1 win. It is the winner for Torben Merzel. Practically 60 seconds after Falco Mikkel had put Dortmund back on level terms with a hotly contested penalty. Dr. Hussein there, the referee, discussing with Shapina perhaps another penalty shout a few minutes later, which was not given. Essen won't care how they got there, Dortmund might, but Essen will only be focused on the scoreline. 2-1. Marcel Lotka, own goal in the first half, setting them on their way. Mustafa Karuma doing his part with the header. And then teammate Merzel restoring the lead, which they held to the end. That will move them away from the danger zone in the Dritte Liga. They can now look to build and restore the kind of season they were hoping for. 2-1, the final score in Dortmund.